Okay, so you decided that you're going to create your own branding photos. So I'm gonna actually take you with me. We're gonna go outside. I'm going to set it all up and you can watch the whole process. So I'm gonna grab this and we're gonna go outside together. Right now I am holding onto 2 tripods because I'm gonna show you the process as I do this so that you can see behind the scenes as well as what I am actually photographing. Okay, so I've adjusted the exposure and I'm just gonna find a nice little spot back here to set up. You get a nice up close view of all the pores in my face. And it might be a little windy out here, so I do apologize, but I'm going to set this up so you can see step by step how I am going to do the thing, all of the things here. Okay, so here I am, and I'm also, as you know, I'm doing all this on my own. I don't have anybody with me to help out with setting it all up, which is what I'm trying to show you how to do, because right now in the Corona times, you might have a kid or a very amazing spouse, unwilling but amazing spouse who will help you out, but for the most part, you probably won't have too many people. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're actually going to set up right here. This is kind of my put it together makeshift tripod here, but essentially it's a tripod, and then I put one of these little iPhone holders. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set up this here, the iPhone holder. I'm going to turn it this way. And then I'm gonna take my phone, hopefully it's here in my back pocket, it is. And then I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm just gonna bring it over to the camera settings. And then from the camera settings, I'm going to make it so that I am actually using the back of the screen. I'm gonna let you kind of be able to see that here. I'm going to use the back of the screen versus the front. I mean the back of the camera, the back camera versus the front camera, only because I already know that it's much better in terms of quality. But here's the thing, I have to trust that it looks good because I can't see it. So I'm going to put it on portrait mode because we all know portrait mode is the best mode. And then I'm going to back up, and I actually have this right here. It's the remote shutter. But I love this thing because now I can be my own photographer, and we're gonna see how it looks. I'm not facing the sun. It might not look great. I'm gonna just take a couple of pictures. And then also, if you hold on to this, it's actually gonna be a video. So like right now it's recording video, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording it so I can take a picture. All right. These are horrible poses, by the way. Let's see how that looks. I'm just gonna get a few just to make sure we're like on the right path here before I just keep going. Yeah, looks good. And the nice thing also is being able to back up. And I can even do one of these photos, so then later I can place something on it. And then if I want to go ahead and do a different location, I'm gonna have you come along with me here. And let's see, me and my husband have been building this nice little backyard garden, the chicken coop. So I'm gonna take you and we're gonna do some photos here on the chicken coop. Yes, I'm out of breath. Yes, I need to get some more exercise. I'm gaining the COVID-19. I don't have the COVID-19. I'm gaining the COVID-19. You know, like the freshman 15, but this is the COVID-19. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so once again, I'm going to, let's see, make sure that this camera's got my face. Got my face? Come on. Uh-oh, I see my little monster following us. Okay, once again, so it's on portrait mode, which means, let's see, is it gonna turn? Yep. Which means I've got to go all the way back here in order for it to take. And then like right now I'm holding on to the button That way it can record video. And so it should be recording video right now as I'm maneuvering back here. All right, and so now let's see. I don't even know if it's getting my face. Hopefully it is. Oh, there's a little spider web. Ta-da! It's me presenting all of this. And then I can, let's see, go back on my face here. Which, by the way, I'll link up all the equipment I'm using. That way you can do this stuff as well, because you guys know how much I believe in video as much as photos. All right, let's see what type. Yep. I mean, they look good. The photos look good. And I didn't have to have a photographer taking these pictures, and I'll show you what they look like after I export them here. That's awesome. All right, and then we're gonna do one more because we're putting together some flower beds. So let's say I wanted to do a story about these beautiful flower beds that we're putting together. So I'm going to turn this camera, but you can see how quickly it is to get all of this content done on your own, by yourself. No excuses, y'all. I'm not a big believer in excuses, as you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this, hit up all these locations, make sure it's on my face. It is a beautiful day, by the way. Okay, I think we're good here. So I'm not sure, is it still recording? Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right, so then I'm gonna come right back here. Once again, I'm gonna hold on to the buttons just so I can get some video from my iPhone. Just by holding it, I'm getting the video. And then I'm gonna let go. And so now I'm gonna take some pictures. And so now I can just do some fun little poses. Might do like a squat here. I'm sure all those are really dorky poses, but you know what? For intents and purposes of this video, dorky is okay. So right now I'm in the back area of my backyard where it's a wooded area, and there's a lot of speckled lighting, but there's a lot of covered lighting as well. So I want to show you how to make sure that you are taking pictures. I'm going to take a couple pictures right here, and I'm in nice shaded light. Let me see, is it taking out? There we go. There it is. Just making sure it's taking the pictures. That way you can see later or not later. I'm going to edit this together so you can actually see it. You can see how far I am as well from this. Which is really nice because for like Instagram, for instance, you don't want just a whole bunch of close-ups of your face. And then even if you're like pointing over to something, you could like place things over your hand. And if you're using Canva, for instance, you can actually extract yourself from the background if you wanted to. All right, so there's some nice pictures, but in terms of where you want to go for like locations, you definitely want covered lighting, meaning there's not a whole bunch of speckled light, as well as you want to make sure that you don't have like a lot of light on your face. You're not so bright where you can't see anything besides an overexposed face. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. Also, for your clothing, you want to make sure that it's pretty simple, it's not too busy. And then in terms of, different types of props, I could have a picture with my iPhone, since I'm showing you how to take photos with your iPhone. That would be a great prop for me to take a picture with. Or I could have my computer out here if I wanted to do one of those typical laptop type shots. Anything that says what you do, like so that the viewer can just see the photo and say, okay, I got it, I know exactly what this person does, is really helpful as a branding shot. Sorry, it's really windy out here. I'm sure my mic is picking all that up. You could take pictures with your pets, or if there's a specific story you have about somebody in your past, You can take a picture of the, like holding their picture or of a frame. You could do your own family pictures. It's spring. Not sure if you took those Easter pictures. If you didn't, you can always do that as well and use them to tell stories. They're still business related because you're telling a story with these photos to help your audience really connect with you. And then let me try to think of some other things off the top of my head. Clothing changes. Make sure you're changing outfits. That way you can take it all in within like an hour, and you can take like 75 different pictures and you can have them for the next few months to really tell your story and to get yourself out there in front of your audience on a consistent basis and still look professional and look good, because photos out of your iPhone do look really good. And if you've got it set up with your little remote trigger, you can technically do it on your own. Don't get me wrong, I still want to see you in the studio when everything opens back up and we're able to get out and about. But in the meantime, I also want to make sure that you're covered in terms of getting your message, your brand, and your business out there. So don't let anything stop you. No excuses. I believe in you. You can do this. If I can do this with my iPhone and this nice little trigger, you can too.